Hello guys, this is Kudo, and today in this video will be a mini series about API. So I already make a video on how to use API, so a basic way using a Disney API. In this mini project, we'll see how you can use it to create an encyclopedia with the Disney character. So basically, we'll be able to search the character to download the image and apply it on it, how you can navigate between the page, between the research, and how you can use API. Also, we'll see some concept, how to make an architecture and how to make proper code. And even if you're not interested in the API, you should stay for the architecture and how the thing I will put in place to make everything communicate correctly. So let's get into it. So in this first part of this video, I will set up the scene. So let's, for this, so create, so basically all the UI. So let's create, for example, an image. Okay. And in this image, will represent my background. So let's call it, so background like this. And what I want to do in this background, so also in this canvas, let's put not consist pixel size, but scale with screen size. So 920 by 1080 like this. And for the background, what I want to do, I want to stretch it like this, okay? What I also want, I don't want a white color, I want something blue. So let's change it. So maybe put, so I already got the code, so 52, 75, and 100, something blue like this. And also what I want to do, because I don't want to have all the UI inside my canvas, I want to have all the UI inside a content. So let's create an empty game object, and this empty game object, let's name it so content, and this will basically contain all my UI. So let's drag and drop our content inside the background and make sure for the content to be stretched at the maximum like this. And okay, and also restretch it like that. Okay, so now I already got basically a background. So let's create a title for creating my encyclopedia. So let's create for this a UI, so UI and Text Mesh Pro. So for the Text Mesh Pro, maybe put something like maybe 700 by 200 like this, and make sure to have a good size, so maybe 70. Let's center everything like that, and for let's rename the text so title, okay, and make the title upper over there, and maybe at a position of minus 75 like this. So like that, we got a good title. Also, what I want to do, I want to change the font because we are in Disney World, and I want to add the font. So let's add another font. I already downloaded the asset font. So let's add the Pacifico regular like this. And we got a pretty good font. So if you want to download the font, you should go on the GitLab and you can download it. And for the title, let's call it Disney. So Disney Encyclopedia, like this. So right, so we make a title. So right, what I will need to do, I will also need so to create an input field. So let's create a UI input field. So input field like this. So for the input field, also I will need to have a good width. So maybe 800 by 100 like this size. Okay, so let's rename this so search bar. So search bar. Okay. And also what I want to do, I want basically to change the font asset. So let me change the font asset, and for the font asset I will use another font I download. So let's add the Sevilla regular like this. So again, if you want to download it, you got the GitLab to download everything. And also what I want to do for the Text Mesh Pro, so I will need to change the size of the text. So to be able to change the size of a text, what I will need to do, I will need to go on the text and let's change it so to not 14 but something like 50. Okay, and I need to change also the placeholder, so let's put it on 50, and let's also make this over there, and let's also change this to Sevilla, like that. And what we want to create on the placeholder, so let's rename it, so not enter text but enter Disney character. So character name. Okay. So basically the search bar I will put it, so change it like this. So yeah, something like that, maybe 300. Like that, when I will type the name of the character, it should allow me to see all the character I want. Also, what I want to create, so after create the search bar, I will need to create a search button. So let's create UI button like this. And for this button, what I want to do, so I want to also change something. So maybe put on the position, so put 500 by 300. And for the width, let's put 100 by 100, like that it's square. And I want to change the basically the icon, just drag and drop this over there. And also I want to remove the text mesh pro because I don't need it. And also let's rename this, so not button but search button, like that. We can just press it to search our character. It will be very nice. Also, what I will need to create, so for me, let's create another thing in the content, so UI, and let's create a panel like this. And for the panel, what I want to do, I want to center everything because it will be nicer. For the size, let's put 1725 by 600, like that. And for the position, maybe -100. And like that, we got a panel to be able to cover everything we want. Also, in this panel, what I want to add a grid layout. So let's add component. So let's add the grid layout. So basically, a grid layout allows me to make a grid inside the panel. And for the cell size, so let's put 280 by 280. On the padding, I want to put 20. And I want to make some constraint. So on the constraint, I will put a maximum of fixed column, and not 2, but 6. Also, what I want to do, on the top, I want to put also 20. Like that, when I will be able to create our character profile picture, it will be very nice. Also, what I want to show you, so let me, for example, drag and drop. So let's go over there. So prefab, because I already create a prefab. So I was already make a video about it. So no, and basically, when I will add my character, it will add the character over there with the profile picture and basically the name of the character under. So last thing to do for setting up the scene, what I want to create, I want to also create a possibility to navigate between the page when I will be able to have the possibility to change the page on some research. So let's create for this, so let's create a UI, maybe an empty game object. So let's call this empty game object, so container navigation, okay. So let's put this to 300 by 100 and also a position of 60. So so let me just change the pivot because it should be like this, and put it like this because I think I press shift or option on my Mac and this mess everything. So in the container, what I will need to create, so let's create a container page. So let me create basically an empty game object again, and let's call it content, content page, and basically this will content all my page. I will need to stretch this like that, so let me put 0 0 0. Okay, let me add component, and let me, because I will need an horizontal layout, so horizontal layout element. I want this to be in middle center. In the content page, I will need to create basically three content page. So let me create three game objects. So the first game object will be basically the previous page, so previous page. The second one, should be, so let me control D. So the text for the current page text parent, like this, and previous page parent. And the last one, but not least, I want to, like that, not previous page, but next page parent. So all this with parent, because I will need it when I will show or hide the game object. So inside this, I want also to create basically an image. So let's me create an image. So UI image. I want to be able to this image to stretch it. So like that. And also I just need to add an arrow over there. So I will call this one previous arrow. So previous arrow. And I will do the same for the next page. So let me paste this. So, and I want to, like that. I want to name this not previous but next arrow. Okay. Again, I want to stretch it. Okay, so 0 0 0 and 0. And also in the current page, let me add a Text Mesh Pro, and in the Text Mesh Pro, I just want again to put a number. So for the current page, again I will stretch everything like that. So again 0 0 0 0. I want to center everything, and I want to put by default 1. We can change also the text, the font. So let me put Pacifico like that, and like that we got a beautiful page. So we can also, if you want, change the size of the font, but it's up to you. So I will let it with maybe 40, will be nice. Now we can save this, and we need to add our arrow, and at the end when we add the arrow, we'll be done with the setting up of our scene. So let me add the arrow. So let's go on the previous one, and let's type arrow like that. So we want, I guess, so let me just show. So we want this one, and for the next arrow, so again let's type arrow, and I will want the arrow right like this. Okay, so now we can save this. Also, as we are in the scene, what I will need to do, so I will need to, so I don't need the drop down. I don't know why they are here. So let's create an empty game object, and in this empty game object, let's call it controller encyclopedia, because this will be allow me to attach the script on this game object. And also I want to create not a controller but a view. So a view encyclopedia. Like that we can attach the view. So last thing we need to do. So in the canvas, I don't need to add the parent thumbnail, because, so let me override this. So it's already override. So we can delete this, because this will be instantiated in the controller. So basically we're done with the setting up of the scene. So this is how the encyclopedia will look, and we can type the research and do everything. And on the next video, I will show you how we can create what I call an API communicator. So basically it will be a static script who will allow me to make all the call I need to receive our to call our API to receive the data. So that's it, guys, for this video. I hope you learned something, and I catch you in the next video. Bye bye.